differentiating between a guest lecturer and a regular assistant professor is not an intelligible differential. That's not a proper classification at all. In fact, both are required to possess the same qualification, given the nature of the course. There is nothing wrong in that. See, just to overcome UGC regulation, you have designated it differently as a guest lecturer.
In the UGC,
and you are recruiting people who are unqualified to come and teach the children.
UGC also says so. My learned friend is wrong.
UGC
has filed objections.
UGC has filed objections.
The document also.
UGC has filed objections in this petition, and UGC relies upon a letter written by them, which is not a regulation, stating that even for guest lecturer, you apply the same.
Whatever.
Please,
see, for you to prescribe some other qualification for a guest lecturer will not be proper.
We have said that you acquire the qualification within a particular.
No, you can't. When you cannot choose an assistant professor who does not have the qualification, the question of appointing a guest lecturer who does not have that qualification and giving him 3 years time to do it,
please.
I don't think it's permissible.
Even the date also is over now.
I totally bow down, my lords. One submission is this. The difficulty was this. Even after filling up, my lords, we had around 10,000 my lords guest lectures that were required. Even the issue, my lords, was persons who possessed PhD, but my lords, because weightage was being given, they were not getting the priority. So they had challenge stating that only PhD persons had to be recruited. Non-PhD people should not be recruited because they were earlier within the thing, and weightage was being given, they got priority. But my lords, the difficulty we are facing now is, we will, my lords, one indulgence I would seek is, we will fill up, my lords, in terms of the UGC regulations, but even after filling up in terms of the UGC regulations, I'm still left over with some post with all the PhD. So those post my lords can be
more than
fill up
50%.
Because that
more than 50%
more than
are
50%, my lords.
and that's why, my lords, we are all agitating before the learn. What's happened, my lords, while the state has filed appeals here, they came out with another notification stipulating this. So all of us guest lecturers have filed writ petitions, and those writ petitions, my lords, are pending with an interim order operating in our favor. That's why we wanted to intervene in these matters. The interim orders granted by the learned single judge may just pass on, my lords, in our writs.
Lords,
where the reference is to this writ appeal also.
Lords, what happened was...
Now, my lords, in fact, some matters are also tagged before the learned.
You are below qualified then.
My lords, we are all guest lecturers having about 10 years to 15 years experience.
Who are not qualified. As per,
as per them, my lords, we don't have a PhD. That's the only thing.
Not only PhD, NET is let my lord, they have to
that
pass.
point of time, it was not even there.
They are not
for 10 years, we have been teaching.
They are now out to relieve you.
Now, my lords, no, what happened is, pursuant to the learned single judge's orders, my lords, the state filed an appeal saying that this is not applicable for guest lecturers. Simultaneously, in January 25, they issued a notification stipulating this condition for appointment even for guest lecturers. So we have filed writ petitions where interim orders are operating in our favor, where there is a reference to this also. This writ appeal filed by the state.
But the earlier order in 3079 has become final.
That only clause 6. What the learned single judge now says is you have misconstrued clause 6. Whereas the construence of clause 6 was correct by the state government.
Lords, one submission. When we filed the writ appeal, lords, initially, lords, no, there was some delay notice was issued. Stay was not granted. Lords, so therefore, lords, since there was shortfall, we needed the guest lecturers. We issued a notification in terms of the learned single judge's order, prescribing UGC regulations, prescribing that those who fulfill UGC regulations qualification are entitled to. So the persons who are already working on the apprehension that they will be displaced, they cannot apply in terms of this. They filed separate writ petitions, my lords, before the learned single judge, where, my lords, there is an interim order not to relieve, but their writ appeal, pendency of writ appeal is noted based on the orders of this court. Matter was deferred. In the meantime, there is one more development. The person, certain persons aggrieved by this order of the learned single judge filed a writ petition seeking for review of the order, and where notice was issued and interim order was passed, my lords, and that petition is also pending. But if my lords disposes of the writ appeal, permitting us, my lords, to to implement the order of the learned single judge, but if still there is shortfall, to, my lords, continue, my lords.
Either they go back to review, if your lordship just sees this order of the single judge passed subsequently, my lords.
Then you file the separate application.
Lords, we want to, because...
How can it be part of our entry?
No, we are only saying, my lords, we are only...
saying.
Please, my lords.
We'll think it over. But how can it be part of our interim order in this appeal?
No, my lords, if my lords have heard it, if my lords will stay it, Then, my lords, all the grievances, my lords, who are sought for intervention, my lords, we will go ahead, my lords, in terms of the earlier, for 1 more year, my lords, we'll go ahead. Thereafter, my lords may hear it. And then, my lords, from the next year, we can sort it out, my lords. My respectful submission, we are short of, my lords, around 10,000 guest lecturers are required in different subjects. And, my lords, persons who are already working,
We may admit your appeal.
please, my lords,
Ask no interim order.
please.
Whatever you want,
We will agitate before, we came here to intervene only so that, my lords, if some order is passed, our rights in the writ petitions will
where
get,
will agitate?
my lords.
Where will agitate?
My lords, we have filed writ petitions before one batch have filed writ.
You have.
Yes, my lords.
Fair enough.
Then, my lords, another batch of guest lecturers have filed writ petitions seeking, in the nature of seeking review of the learned single judge's order, which is
Lords, may I
now
just,
challenged in the writ appeal, because we were not parties.
lords, may I just pass on, my lords, the,
This can be deferred, my lords, I have no issues on. Even if this is deferred, my lords,
lords, may I just pass on the review petition order, the order. It is actually filed as a writ petition where they are sought for review. Lords, at serial number 3, my lords, at the back of the page.
Review of that earlier one.
Review of the.
this
no,
order,
no, no,
the
review of
current
this
order, which is,
Then
No, by persons who are not parties before the learned single judge. My lords, may kindly see page, the serial number 3, my lords, the back of the page, my lords. Initially, my lords, it was listed before another single judge, my lords. In view of the fact, my lords, that there was a serial number 3, in the present petition, one of the prayers is to review the order dated so and so and dismissed and not maintainable so and so. Since the prayer is for review, post this petition before the appropriate bench. So it was posted, my lords, before the same bench, learned single judge who passed this impugned order.
this is a review application.
My lords, it is
So,
filed as a writ petition seeking for review.
that is
Of-
one batch, my lords.
Because
In
they are not
another
parties
batch,
to the
this is
original
the interim order passed in our matters. If your lordship sees this order also.
Then they have approached, my lords, Dharwad High Court also, my lords, and in the at serial number 1,
So you
multiple.
should- Your review.
Yes, we have filed these writ petitions before the Bangalore bench and Dharwad bench, because it affects everyone, my lords, across Karnataka.
And what is this? This is what?
That is by one more batch of guest lecturers.
Guest lecturers.
Lord, there are several thousands of guest lecturers today who will be
So
displaced.
they were all not heard before when the order, my lords, that is under challenge is passed, but the state was heard. So state filed a writ appeal. They filed a review petition. Now, my lords, can I just pass on the statistics? How many people, my lords, are?
So this may proceed in accordance.
That's,
Please,
Lords,
my
I
lords may
have no-
say, my lords may keep my writ appeal pending and
that's
say
all
that
what,
we will.
that's why,
we'll
lords,
see.
we just wanted to.
If they
come
get
here
some
to
relief there, or we are
bring
able to
this
get
to
some
the
relief.
notice.
there.
If this is deferred, we have no issues.
Please, my lords. My lords may defer it, my lords. We will also see if we are able to get some relief there, my lords, then we will withdraw this writ appeal. Otherwise, my lords, if it goes against them, one more writ appeal will be filed, which will be tagged along with these appeals.
My submission means all the petition may kindly be taken together, my lord, here only, because what has happened, lord, this writ appeal itself is not maintainable for a simple reason. Learned friend has not